Okay, so we are recording now and we are online, right? See, I added this update and delete button, okay, but I will explain now. And also the problem I found here, right? Let me log into this site, okay? So I will just go back here and log in. I think test7@gmail.com. Okay, so this is the whole blog, right? When you log in, you are in the blogs page, okay? It displays all the blog, correct? Now user blocks, there is user blocks, right? So in the user blocks, the user 7, right, or test 7 is logged in right now. So only his blog has update and delete, because the person who is logged in can only update and delete. Okay, the button you can see is for only the logged in user, right? Okay, so let's go to the blogs. There are many blogs, right, created by different email id, I mean different user, but the only person with this whoever right now, right, I think the test 7 is there, so can have update and delete. Let's add one blog quickly, right? So I can maybe give it this is new blog, okay? And description, I will just add something here and just select one of the random image from here, right, and add the blog. So when we add, right, see, we send it here now. I mean, we gift, Easter, whatever the Christmas, right, that the title was there. This is the new blog, and we have the update and delete button added to that one, because the person who is logged in can have update and delete. Okay, so that is the concept, right? The problem I found when I log out, right, log out, see, this page is still there, and even if I refresh, right, the page is still there. So how are we going to fix that one? So that is what we're going to do first, and then we're going to work on that update and delete part. Okay, so how are we going to fix that, right? Let's look at that now. So see, this page, right, the page you see is basically was all blocks, right, or maybe blocks component. So we have blocks component here. Where is that? Let's see here, right? This is the block component. What we do here, we sending the request to get all the blocks. We have the API, right? I mean, this part we have done already, but we're just going to fix the problem, right, to not display. So this is what we rendering, right? Here we are rendering and displaying all the block. I mean, once we have data to our state right here, then you map through that and then you display the block, correct? So we have the Redux, right, state management, like login and log out, correct? So we can get that is login variable right here also, and I think, yeah, let's do that one, and I think it will work. Okay, so let's import first. So we had somewhere here also, right? Use navigate, no, we don't have. Auth, use dispatch, no, we don't have. Blog, we don't have, right? So that will be, we use selector, I was just going to copy, but it's not there. So let's add this, import, right? Import use selector, correct? From React Redux, we just need to put React Redux. So what is that? Use selector. Use selector is the hook, right? And hook is what? Just a function. So it will be use selector, right? Use selector like that. Oh man. Use selector, okay? From React Redux. So what this will do, right? The use selector will allow us to fetch the variable, right, or state from our Redux. Okay, So we have the Redux store right here, and from there we're gonna fetch our state now. The state is what? Here, right? This is the initial state. So we're gonna get this variable, either this is true or false, right? So when you are logged in, we know this is true. So when this state is true, then only you want to display all the component. That is what we're gonna do, right? So let's go back now to the blog. So let's go to the blog right here. Use selector. Okay. So how we use that one? First, we create a variable is logged in, right? Logged in. Okay. So you can name this anything, right? But I want to name it similar to our state. So is logged in equal to use selector hook, and this will take callback for basically callback function, right? And inside the parameter you have state, and then you just return state, right? State dot and is logged in, right? That's the variable, because our state is what? Object, right? And it has the is logged in variable. If you look at the state, let's go back again. So look at here, right? Initial state is what? This object, okay? And you get this object, this state in the callback function, right? As a parameter you have state. So state is this object, okay? Object dot is logged in, and that's it. So sometimes it will be false, sometimes it will be true. When you are logged in, this state here is changed to true. That is what we do, right? With our Redux toolkit. That is, we created this just to change to true when you are logged in and change to false when you are logged out. So now we're going to use this variable, okay? So let's go back to our, where is that blog here? So we created this is logged in variable. We are getting the state, right? Now we're going to use that. So when there is a blocks available, right, and is logged in, when that is also true, then only we're gonna display, okay? So save this. So let's see, there is some error now. What is the error? So we are displaying this and this. Okay, so we need to put and again, right? And here, okay? Yeah. So when these two will be true, when these two become true, blocks and, right? So when that is true and true, then it will give us true statement. Then only it will render this part. Okay, so let's test now, right, if this is working or not. Okay, so I'm going to log in now again with the again same test7, and then password will be 123456. Okay, so now I'm logged in, right? And you can see these two things is added by this user. Okay, so now let's log out and see, no more, right? No more block there. Even if you refresh, you're not gonna get that block. Okay, so we are just so we are, I mean, we can even redirect, right? But it's okay, that's fine, right? I think you can click on the button. We have the button login and sign up, right? So you can okay, so you can sign up and you can log in here. All right, so that part is done. So let's move to the next part now, right? Let me close this. What else we can do? Oh, okay, so now is the delete and update, right? So that will be, so we have a card. Okay, so the card, right? Card, we have a card, and that card has the button delete and update. So in what situation, right, you want to display the update and delete button? That's the question. Okay, in what situation? So when someone is logged in, right, when someone is logged in, then only in that particular the person who is logged in, right, in his blog, you want to display that update and delete button. That is the point, right? So how we can do that? So that's the question, and we have to find the solution for that. So this is a card, right? This is a card, okay? This card is used in our blocks, maybe display blocks, display user blocks, and all everywhere, right? This is just a component, and we are using this card component in many places. Whenever you want to display the block, you can call this component, right? So the first place we are using is blocks, right here, the blocks. Okay, so just imagine, right, in the blocks component we are displaying everyone block, everyone, right, everyone. All right, so how we know, how we going to distinguish, right, the person who is logged in? How we going to figure that out? So for that, right, we have added one property called isUser here, right? Okay, isUser, because I'm passing one props now. This card, see, everything is card, right? Everything is card. Okay, let's log in, and also then I will explain that, because first you have to understand what is doing, what we are doing, and then we're gonna go to the code, right? Test 7 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so just imagine here are many blocks, but this 2 is the logged in person, this 2 block. Okay, and that's why you see update and delete button, right? All right, so how we do that, that's the thing we have to understand. See, we are passing this, we just create one property, right, call it isUser, right? isUser. Okay, and that is just the true and false, basically what we're doing, right? If the person is logged in, then this will be true. I mean, it will be true like this if the person is logged in, right? So the card, let's say this card, right, where is the card? Here, this card. What happened, how we are using this? Remember, we just call this, import the card, and then we are using this card here, right, in the loop. You loop through the blocks, and then you just displaying this card. In the card you are passing all the data, right? Correct, title, description, image, ID, all that. So if someone is logged in, right, I want to make sure it is true. Now the isUser is true value you pass here. So how we can do that? So that's the code here, right? See, when somebody is logged in our local storage, we have user ID, correct? So local storage dot get item user ID. I'm just getting the ID from the local storage for the person who is logged in. Okay, equal to, right, equal to the blog user. So now also I have this blog, right? So this component is for every blog. Now you map through the blocks, you get each blog, and this component is used for every blog. So that particular blog, right, ID also I will compare. Now if they are same, that means I know it will give me true, because this blocks belongs to the person who is logged in. See that? So I just, this will pass the true here, right? Okay, isUser. Now let's imagine I get true now, right? I get true. Just imagine that. How I'm going to use now, let's go to the card now, right? So they passed as the props. Here you're going to receive it, destructure that. So you have all this ID, title, description, image, user for every blog, right? So isUser. So what I'm going to do now, I will check now, right, if this is true. So let's do that on the bottom. Okay, after this read more button, right, here, after this read more, just below that one, I created one div now, not div, but just add the JavaScript, right, by using the curly bracket. Okay, curly bracket, and I will check first isUser. See, I'm checking now. If that is true, then only display, right, this part. So what is this? There is one div, and inside there is a 2 button, right, and one is update and delete. That's it. See how I am getting this true now? So every time when isUser is a true, you know, if that is the logged in person, then I'm going to display this one also. I hope that is clear now, right, everyone? Okay, so once we have the button, right, then and also in the this is for the blocks where you displaying like everyone blocks, okay, everyone blocks, right? But what about the in the blog, let's say the user blog, where is that? Blog details, add blog. I need to go to the blog card. Where is the user? Oh, here, user blog, right? So in the user blog, no, that is update. Okay, user blog here, right? So in user blog is what you are displaying this to the only person who is logged in already, right? If there is a user, okay, when that is true, then only you are displaying this, okay? So in that case, this user blog will be only displayed to the person logged in, okay? So that means you can just pass true, right? That means that is the logged in person. So you just make it true. You don't have to compare with anything, and that will work because this is the same component, right? And it will get true value. So when there is true, it will add the button. So that's how it works in the user blog. Okay, so
Question.
yeah.
With the local storage function there, can you go to the local storage function?
Okay, in that
That,
in the blog, right?
yes.
Okay, here. So local storage.
Yeah. So it stores the user's ID. It acts as a cookie.
Not a cookie,
Or
not cookie, just storing the data, right? Just storing a data. I will show you now. So how we store, right? When you log in or sign up. So in the auth section, right? So when you log
uh,
in or sign up, then we just, if whoever is logging or maybe signing up, right? In that situation, we just create that local storage, okay, for the ID, right? So you're gonna see the code here somewhere. Uh, okay, so let's say handle submit, right? And each sign up, when that is true, you're gonna go to the sign up section, and in the then function, right? Because this is the promise, so in every then you want to do different things. So that's why the first one is local storage dot set item, right? And that is the basically the key for your storage, and then you pass the ID, right? So it
okay.
every time you creating user or maybe login. So when I log in next time, right, this will be update for the new user, okay? This user ID will be update for the new user, so it will always change whoever is logging.
Oh, okay.
So that's how. So you know right now, okay, so if I'm logged in right now, right, so you can see my ID here. I can go, okay, let's go to the inspect, and in the uh, application, and look at the local storage, right? So there is the key, that is the this is the object, right? So the key and value, so the value is that ID for whoever is logged in, right? But when I change, let's say I log out now, right? I log out, it's still there, okay, it's still there, right? But I want to go log in again, okay? And I will, this was, I think last time was test 7, so I will make test 8 now. So just remember 596, the last one, right? So test, I think there is 8 also, so let's do that. And I will do 1 2 3 4 5 6 and log in, right? So see that the ID change already, correct, here.
Yes.
So you can
Okay.
even store in cookies, right? But let's right now not do that. I'm just local storage just to make things easy. We gonna, I think
Okay. So it
yeah.
so it acts it acts as a cookie. Like you can
Yeah,
use the local
yeah,
storage.
exactly, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
this is the permanent store in our browser, right? Until you delete or you change it, okay? So we have available, right, this key to just to do some kind of validation, or see how we are using this one to validate if that user is logged in or not and all that, right? Okay, so right now, okay, so this user is logged in. There is two things this user has created, and you can see there is update and delete button coming now. Okay, all right, that's okay. Yeah, okay, let me close this. So now we're gonna add the functionality now, right, for update and delete. So let's go back. Auth here. Let me close all this. Blog details. Okay, so right now we just need to work on the update and delete functionality. So that means I don't need all this for now. So that is in the card, right? So because we have that update and delete button in card, so the delete will be easy, I believe, right? Handle delete. So there is a button and the unclick. When I want to click the delete button, I want to run this function. Okay, handle delete function. So let's write that function here, handle delete, and there is a console log delete right now, but we're gonna change this now, right? Okay, so deleting the blog, we have the API also, so we're gonna call that. So let's do that. Const Axios. Okay, I have imported the Axios. Fine. Const and I think call it response, right? Equal to. So that will be await, and I think, yeah, Axios, right? We call the Axios dot delete, and here we're gonna pass the. So we are deleting, right? And we have to, when you delete, okay, so we are deleting with the ID, right? Okay, so did we pass the ID? We are passing the ID. So let me say, guys, so I'm gonna click this button, right? That should unclick. So how are we gonna get the ID, you know? That's the point, right? So okay, what, let me think, right? Let me think. I mean, we can pass the ID right here. So navigate. When you navigate, you are getting the ID. Oh, we have, okay, so we have the ID here, right? We're going to use the same ID, you know. I think that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine, right? I believe. Okay, so let's get the route first, right? API route. So let's see what is the route for that block delete part. So that will be in the controller blog. So delete, right? Delete slash ID. Delete slash ID. So that is what we're going to use. So let's check the app now. So in the app we have API slash blog slash delete slash ID, right? That's what we're gonna write. So user blog. Let's go back to the card now and then we write. So here I think we're gonna, yeah, just put the back tick, right? Because we have to insert the variable also. So http colon slash slash local host colon 5000 slash API slash blog, right? Blog slash and then the $, and will be ID, right? Just pass that ID. Okay, so that is good enough. Yeah, now what we will do, just add the catch method, right? So we can add the catch. Error. Then we can maybe return, so const, let's return something, right? Data equal to whatever response we get, right? So that will be await response dot data. Okay, and we return that, right? Return data. So when we click the button, right, we're calling this function. I think it's a better idea, right? Why not we write it? Let's do it another function at const, maybe make it delete request. Okay, QUEST request, and we're gonna, that's the async, right? Just make it a breakdown of the code, right? And then we're gonna put all this on the top there. Let's add it here. Fine. And then we're gonna maybe call that function right inside here. Delete request and dot then. So what we're gonna do, right? Once we delete, we might move to the let's say you want to move to the different page, right? So let's see what if this will work first or not, right? Let's save this and try now. So if I just leave it here, I think it should do something, right? So let's delete. So we did not move, right? But when you let's go back to the blog again, or maybe home page, come back to the blog. Oh, it deleted everything, user blog. Oh, so there is no more user, right? It deleted already. It delete whole. Okay, so what we can do now, I think we can use the use navigate and then move to the different page. Okay, let's add that one. All right, so use navigate. So in our component, where is the component? Here, right? Card. Inside the card we have the use navigate already, and we just gonna write here then dot then. So call that navigate function now. Navigate, right? Navigate. So it will just take to the home page, right? And then you're gonna maybe navigate back again to the next page or something like that. So next, just to refresh the whole thing, right? So we can add again navigate to maybe blog page, so that will be slash blogs. Yeah. Okay, so now So we passing this ID, whichever button we click, right, that should be deleted, but I don't know why it deletes the both. That was the problem, right? But we will figure out that later. Okay, but this part should work now. Okay, the next one is update, right? Update block. So in update block, we see in update what gonna happen, right? You need to fetch the data with ID. Okay, the second you need to get the HTML form, right? Also, then update the form from the fetch data, and then after you make a change to the form, and then you submit back, right? So that's basically whole thing, like a creating, but additionally updating also, right? Okay, so let's look at the our first. Let's look at the controller. Okay, so in the update part, right? Let's check that one. Find and remove. Okay, delete block. So update, get by ID, find and update here at update. Okay, so see, this will, basically this will get the whole blog for us, right? Update will get basically get us the blog, and update also. Okay, all right, so let's try now, right? But one more thing, we have to find by ID as well, right? So get by ID. So there is two routes we have to use. Okay, if I'm not wrong, yeah, get by ID, and then the final will be update, right? Find and update by, so that will be the next one. So the route for that, right, let's check the route. So get by ID is just ID, so API slash blog slash ID. Okay, and the next one is API slash blog slash update slash ID. That is the update blog. So these two API we're gonna use. All right guys, let's write the code for that now. So right now there is no item, right? So let's add couple of, and so title will be, let's call it blog maybe 10, and description something I select, and select one image here and add. Okay, so where did it go? It didn't add. Let's see, something is not correct then. Blog 11, description will be here, and select one of the image and add blog. So it's just not moving, right? Add blog is not moving. Let's check the error. Okay, something went wrong. So add blog, read properties of undefined reading data, right? Add request. So cannot read properties of undefined reading data. Line 42 or 44. So it was working. What happened now suddenly? Okay, let me restart this server. Okay, sometimes npm start, right? So that is the front end. Npm run dev. And also the backend, right? Let's check the backend. Model user, and this is the word error, you know. So npm start. Okay, I will log out and go back, login, and let's do the maybe test 8, right? 8 and 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, it's logged in. So now fine, let's add one first, right? Let's see if that is working or not. So select the title, block 12, one of the image, and add. Okay, so look like it's adding now, right? So we got this one. Okay, I will delete now. Let's see if this delete undefined reading data, right? Card. So okay, I will check, I will fix this one delete part later. Okay, just let's not spend time on that one, right? There will be something, I don't know what, let's not spend their time. What we're gonna do, let's work on the update part now. So in update, what gonna happen, right? When you click on this, click on the update, it will take you to the update page, right there, update blog page. Okay, so look at this URL now, right? So you have update blog slash the path here. Okay, the ID. So we're gonna get that ID from params, right? And then we're gonna, you know, find the blog by ID, and then you're gonna update that also, right? So let's write code for that one. Then I will maybe fix this one. This will be small somewhere error in the, you know, the delete part. Okay, so I will fix that later. So when you click the update, we are sent to the update blog page here, update blog component, right? And why that happened? Because in our route, if you go back to the route here in the app.js, right, we have a route. See that update dash blog slash ID, that is the front end part route, right? Front route. Okay, and we have also back end route, so we'll check that later. But this is the page we are getting, update blog page. So let's go to the update blog page and do the work here now, right? So okay, so we're gonna need, right, use state. I will just start writing everything we need here. Use state and use effect also, because remember we are getting the data from the API single with single ID, and then you're gonna update. So we're gonna need that. Okay, use state. All right, the next will be Axios also, right? So import Axios also. Okay, so after now, right, so update blog, we're gonna, so you're gonna switch also, maybe like when you update you want to move to the different page. So for that you're gonna need navigate also, right? So import use navigate, right? Navigate. Okay, that is fine. So here, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is try to get a data, right, and store in one of the component. Okay, so let's do that one, right? So we can call it maybe const, let's call it blog, right? Because I'm just getting single blog, so we can call blog, and then use what was that, set blog, right? Set blog. So that will be use state. So I hope everyone clear on this. We're just creating the state now, right, where you can store the data. Okay, that is what we did. And then I think we can call the navigate also, navigate, while we are here, equal to use navigate. So we'll see when we're going to use this, right, later. All right, now the thing is getting ID, right? How we get ID? So remember on the link I show you, when you click the update, that will send the ID on the link. So I can say const id equal to that will be use navigate. I think from the React router DOM we have use param, right? Use params, yeah. Let's get that one. And from any parameter, right, from the link, okay, you can get the id or whatever the link name, right? Remember in the route we have added /:id, so you can access that. Okay, so how we do that? Use params function. Basically that will be, yeah, use params function, right? And from there you want to get the id. Yeah, I think that is good enough. Let's console log this, right, and see what happened. Okay, console.log log this id. Okay, we want to check if this id we are getting or not, right, before we move forward. So now, okay, so we're getting that id now, right? Look at that. Okay, so we're getting that id. So now it's time to fetch the data, right? So let's do that one. So we can say const fetch, maybe if it fetch data or maybe blog, you know, whatever you can call it. Let's call it fetch blog, right? Equal to this will be asynchronous function, correct? I'm just writing arrow function here, and okay. So now the you know, the way is same, right? Response equal to axios equal to axios dot getting, right? Get, and you pass the, you know, the URI, yeah, the URL for the blog to get single, I mean to get single blog, right? Basically blog to get by id. Okay, so we are passing id also, so just leave it like with a what do you call that, tilt. So http colon, right, / localhost, then will be 5000, correct, / apis / blog / I think id, right? Yeah, so let's put the id here. So that's the id we get. Okay, that id we pass here. Okay, so now it will return, it will just return the response, right? Whatever response we get will be stored in this response. Now so what we, okay, so let's write that done, then not then, right, maybe the catch also we can write here. Yeah, let's write it catch. If there is any error, we just return the error, right? So, you know, we can just put console log here. Error, okay. Now we have to return this response, right? So we can say const data equal to response response dot data, right? Data. So that will be await. Okay, and we just return that data, right? Return the data. Clear? So now, you know, this function, right, we're gonna call this in our use effect, and then update our blog here. Okay, this data need to be updated here in the state, right? So that state can be used in other place. Okay, state is what, a variable where you can store something. Okay, so now I will call the use effect, and so that will take callback function, right? Oh, I think I did some mistake. Yeah, so here will be curly bracket. So now we call this fetch blog function, and it's the, you know, it is a promise, right? So we can say dot maybe then, right, then, and it will give us the data. Okay, that data what you're returning here, and that data we're gonna update now, right? So Okay, so now, so remember in the update, right, in update API we have only updating the title and I think description only. Okay, that is the two thing only we are updating, right? But this data is like everything, right? The whole blog, you know, the whole blog, there will be ID, title, description, image, maybe I think user ID also, all that, right? And that's why we just gonna create uh, okay, so yes, so we can do, okay, let's write a curly bracket here and then let's call the set blog, right? Set blog. So this is the object, right? So we're gonna take the previous value, right? Set blog. Can we do that one, or we just keep the whole data for now? Set blog. Okay, let's keep the whole data, is okay. And we'll see from there, we're gonna just grab whatever we need, right? Because I mean, this blog, from there we just in our input field we just gonna take something. Okay, so we, for that, right, we're gonna need another state also. Okay, fine. Let's see, set blog. So now from data, right, I'm gonna say data dot blog. All right, so we got that done. So let's console log, right? Let's see if we're getting something or not. Console dot log the blog. Okay, blog. Oh man, what is the error now? Okay, so that is the reading blog. Update blog. So there is cannot read properties of undefined reading blog, right? Okay, so for that, what we will do, you know, the solution is, you know, basically we need to read this data and find out what is inside there, right? So console dot log the data and check. We're getting undefined, you know, so we basically we're not receiving the data back, right, with this ID. Okay, so let me copy this ID, right? Copy this and let's go to the API, right? So localhost 5000 slash API slash blog slash and this ID, right? And enter. Okay, so we're getting the data, you know. So what wrong now? So there is a blog, okay, that's the object, right? And there is ID, title, description, image, and user ID. Look at all that. Okay, so from here we just need the title and description, right, to update. That is what we're doing with the update in our update API. Okay, so that looks, everything looks okay now. We just think is the, where is the problem, right? So set blog. Okay, so here I think I missed the await, right? Await and await. Okay, and then http colon slash slash localhost colon 5000 slash API slash blog slash ID. That should work. Dot catch. Okay, then error, console log error, fine. Then we have data await response rest dot data. Okay, return data now, right? So we go here. Yeah, the problem also, we're gonna run this only one time. So that's the one. So let's put the, you know, what do you call that, the dependency, right? Okay, now we should get some data, so let's check now. Okay, so we get the blog now, right? Look at here, we're getting the blog. Okay, So same blog 12 we get. So we're gonna data dot blog will give us this object, and that is what we're gonna update inside our state. So that is fine. So let's go back here, and we call this set. Now set blog, right? That is the function to update the state. So we call it data dot blog. Okay, so we're done. Now what we're gonna do, right? So when we update the state set blog here, where is that? Here, right? We update this one. We have the data now. See, now it's time to basically, like updating the data to the input field. Okay, so we don't have form and all that. So we're gonna take the help of our add block page and then create all that. Okay, add block. So let's get some information from add block now. So let's see what is here. Return. So let's copy all that, right? Let's copy and I will remove whatever we don't need. So add block button form div, right? We're grabbing everything, copy, and go to the user blog. Where is update blog? So in the return part, look at the return, right now we have just this page, correct? So I will take this out and I will put a bracket and then add the code, right? Okay, so now you're gonna get some error. This is okay. So remember what we are updating, only the title and the description. So we're just gonna keep the title and description. So we have form. So let's change this one, right? Update blog. Then we have handle submit, that is okay. Then we're gonna keep the title, that's fine. We're gonna keep the description, that is okay. Then image and all that we're gonna delete, we don't need. So we're gonna delete that image. What else we have? And then there is a button, right? So we just change this to update, right? Update. Just call it update blog. Okay, that is fine. So now we have this handle change function, right? And then also we have the handle submit function. Okay, these two functions we need. Clear? And okay, so now see we have this data here. So let's create one more state and then save the data to that state, right? So that we can call it input, maybe input, and set input, right? Input equal to use state, and see the data here is what? Object, right? So for now I will just make it empty object for now, empty object. And let's see what is in our value, right? Blog dot title. No. So now will be input, right? Input, we're getting this from input. Okay, and also will be input here, input, fine. So now we're gonna update that input, right? Input. So same time when you have use effect here, after you update your blog, there we're gonna do something like let's call it maybe set input, right? Input, and yeah, so we have object, we just object title, right? Title colon, so will be blog, from blog title, and description, right? We can add it blog description. So I mean we can get from the state, right? Okay, why we can do this from the state, you know. Why not we just do with this one when the promise is here, right here, then it's better idea to do it here, okay, not keep it outside. Okay, let's clean that up. Okay, keep it here, and then we just call that set input, right? So first it will update the blog, and then we can set input, and that will be object. And now here even you can use the data now, right? This, remember, this data has an object, so you can update from here itself. So data dot blog dot title, right? You can do that. And description, you can call it data dot blog dot description. Okay, so done. We just updated now, right? Yeah, so that should be fine, I believe. Okay, so once we update now, and you have handle submit function, right? Handle submit and handle change. Okay, so let's take care of that part. So handle submit and handle change. So see, handle change is what? When you type when you are typing here, right, in the field or making change, that should update our data here in the input. Okay, it should update the input because input got some data, right? That is the original data. When you fetch the data you updated in the field already, okay, that will update it. But now you want to change in the field and then submit. That is, so let's take care of that part now. So what we're gonna do here now, let's see, we have so we're gonna, we're just gonna write the, so we are handle submit, that is one handle submit, and before that we have the update, right, handle change. So let's write the handle change first. Okay, so const, we can write that on the top here also, right? So together with this one, fetch blog, maybe just write it here, or even before that, right here. Yeah, let's put it here. Const handle handle change, right? Change. So how this work? So there will be event, right? Remember, when you're typing something in the field, there will be event, and the event will be basically, so you are setting the input, right? Set input. So you call that function set input function, and it will take callback right? It will take the callback function, and we are getting the previous data, whatever in the previous there, right? And you just updating that one. So previous data, and you update that one. So dot 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 add the previous value, comma, and here will be arrow function cut. Yeah, and then how we update the field, right? So you get all the previous data, and then you're gonna add the bracket like this, right? Then colon also. So what it will go in the bracket, event dot target, target dot name, right? Okay, and then after you're gonna have this bracket to get the value. So event dot target, basically no need bracket here, okay, because we're just reading the value. All right, so that is all, right? So whatever the property, whichever the field will change, you have all the previous data plus the change data now. and that will update our input field here, right? Basically this state will be updated. Okay, so we have this input state now. Now finally we're gonna deal with the submitting, right? Submit, handle submit means when you submit the form, it should update our database. Okay, so for that we maybe just write here, right? So let's see. We have an ID. So even this function, right? This use effect, even you can make it work for every time there is an ID change. Okay, this ID change, right? Every time you fetch the ID, you want to make sure this only run when there is ID change, right? So you can pass the ID also here. That will be better idea as well. So this dependency depends on maybe any variable change or maybe any data, right? Or it will just run one time when the page load, right? So better idea is when the ID change, because when you click on the update, the ID will be changed, and when there is ID, make sure this function use effect run, so that it will fetch the data, it will update the blog, it will update the set input and all that. Okay, so finally now, right, let's so what we're gonna do now, right? So we're gonna write the function to update the blog, right? So let's do that one. Okay, const, so we can call maybe send request again. That will be callback function, sorry, arrow function, and here will be async, right? Async, because we are going to deal with the database. Okay, so there will be response, so let's give the response variable with the await and axios, call the axios dot, this time will be update, right? So that is what put function. Okay, so we can maybe write breakdown in the new line, put function. So we have to pass ID also, right? So let's keep that one, http localhost 5000 /API/ blog, right? Blog / then we have update. Okay, update for our update route, and then /ID, right? So ID will be, you pass like this, correct? We have the ID here, we got the ID, right? Because you want to update the same ID, the blog with this ID. Okay, so we're done with our route or API, right? And next one we have to pass the data, correct? So let's pass the data, right? So that will be object. So we're just passing two data, right? So that will be title and description. So title basically will be input dot title, right? Title, comma, and description colon input dot description, because we have the data now in our state here in the input field. So here input dot title and input dot description, because input is an object and there is a title and description. Okay, so we got that done, and I think we can return this now, right? So also we add the catch, so let's do that one, dot catch error and console.log, right? Error. Okay, done. The next will be return, right? So let's return that data, const data equal to await and then response dot data, whatever we're getting back from this API. Okay, so you have to look at the API, and on the last you are returning something, that is what you get here, right? and then return the data. All right, so now finally we have the form here, and that's the function. When you submit the form, right, this function will run handle submit. So let's copy that. I mean, our function is ready, but this function will go inside the handle submit function, right? Okay, so what we will do here, we're gonna have event, because you are submitting the form, so you don't want to refresh the page. So event dot prevent default, right? Default. Okay, and next we're gonna say, okay, I think, yeah, so we just call that now, right? Just call that send request in a function here, send request function. Yeah, but this is a promise, so we can do couple of things here, right? Dot then, and maybe we just navigate to different page now. So let's call it navigation navigator, right? Or navigate, I believe. What is the variable here? Navigate. So once you update, you want to navigate to the blog page, right? Maybe, so you can do that. Whichever page you want to go, you can just add here blogs. Yeah, so either blogs, or even you can go to the user blogs, you can add whatever you like here. Okay, that is okay, right? If you want, you can add one more, like you want to get the data back, whatever you're returning from the top, you want to see in the console, then you can add dot then data, and just console.log the data. You just want to see what is returning back from this API. Okay, I think that is all, right? So let's see if there is anything. Okay, so we get the update already, right? The last time when you click that, update is here now, 12 and something, right? So I will make this 12 update page, right? And this is update gift. Okay, and update the blog, and it just went here, right? So let's see if there is something. Which one was that? Yeah, so this is the update gift and 12 update, right? So it's working already. So when you click on the update, right, any update, it will bring you to this page. Okay, and the data loaded to the page already here on the title and description, and you can make a change and click on update blog, right, and it will switch you to the blog page here. Okay, so now we have the issue with the delete. I will just fix that code and push it to the GitHub, right? I mean, there will be slight something wrong here in the ID, so let's check one time, right, before we leave. So in the function here, the handle delete, right, handle delete, this function. So let's say this is async await axios dot delete. So axios is calling delete. You passing http localhost 5000 API / blog / ID, right? Okay, let me check the API one time. Okay, so in the, what is that? Not front end, in the back end, in the route, right? Blog route. So oh, sorry guys, here is the delete / ID. Okay, that was the problem, I believe. So API / blog / delete, 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 correct? Delete, delete / ID, right? Yeah, we must put the correct route or our API name, right? Yeah. So now if there is error, it will console log error data, it will just return the data, and you call that one. Yeah, so I think this will work now. Let's check. What is this? So let's go back to the page. So now I want to remove one of these, right? Let's delete this. It moved, but what happened? It did not delete. Let's delete this. It happened some changes, right? So go back now. User blog and blog, right? So it delete, but it just did not refresh the page, correct? So this user blog has one, right? One item. If I delete now, okay, so it refresh. Yeah, it's gone, right? Yeah, it's working. So when I am here, let's say when I am in the blog page, right? Okay, let's add one blog quickly and then blog last and put some description and select one image and add. Okay, when you add, you send to the blog site, blogs page right here, and it should be there on the last. And if I delete now, from here it did not refresh, right? But from the user blog it was refreshing. So the page should, basically just refresh and get to the updated data, right? Okay, so you just have to switch, but that is not correct. So let's see if we can fix. Oh, we are navigating to the blog, right? It should go to the okay, so then you go to the home page and then you come back to the blog page, right? Yeah, it should work. I don't know why it didn't work, but okay, anyways guys, just to give a try, right? And then maybe if there is some other solution we can figure that out. Okay, thank you very much, and I will stop here now.